Welcome back to my channel, everyone. This time I have a little wooden box that I bought at a yard sale. It was marked $4 and it was 50% off that day, so I paid $2 for it. I'm a sucker for little boxes. If you watch my channel, you probably know that. So anyway, I think this is a really neat little box, and let's give it some love. See if we can make it all nice and pretty. Here we go. Today we have a little wooden box here. I think it was marked $4 and it was half price day, so I paid a couple of bucks for it. I'm just a sucker for these little things. And this is really interesting. It looks like maybe somebody's shop project or something. It's pretty well made, actually. It looks like that this top is made from a single piece of wood that's been hollowed out here. Maybe by hand with a chisel or something, a gouge. The curved top attracted me to it immediately. I don't know what kind of wood this is. Doesn't seem to be a real fine-grained wood. I don't know what it is. The joinery is pretty simple, actually. But it's well made. Somebody did a good job. There's plywood on the bottom, which is delaminating slightly. Somebody bent that there to make a clasp. It's got some little homemade handles. One of them is broken, but fortunately the piece is here. So I thought about, let's see, there's traces of glue there and here, but there are screws holding them on. See here, let me get the light. So you can see the screws. So I think maybe we'll see if we can fix it up. I'm not sure what I'll do about the delamination of the plywood, if anything. I may not do anything to it. But I think we can clean it up, refinish it, and give it the life it deserves. Looks like it deserves a better fate than being allowed to get all dirty and broken in a yard sale. So let's see what we can do with it. I actually considered taking these off and putting some different types of pulls or something on here, but I think I'm going to try to keep these. I mean, somebody went to the trouble to do this, so I think their work deserves to be left alone. All right, let's do a little bit of disassembly here. I'm going to move you around a little bit here so maybe you can see better. Although this is you've seen people unscrew screws before, but anyway, we'll do it this way. I think that I may do away with this hasp here. because I'm not going to be locking anything up in here. Not quite sure what I am going to use this for. If anything, who knows, I may decide to, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. To tell you the truth, I don't know why I bought it, except the fact that I just like little boxes. I think it's a sickness of some kind. Okay. I'm going to need a smaller screwdriver. Maybe we'll come back to that. This is like whoever put this together didn't have any short screws here. So I might plug those holes and put some shorter screws in there. Seems to me that shorter screws would have been the proper thing to do here. I think it's rather fascinating how someone made this. It's a solid piece, and they gouged it out somehow. And it's not circular either, like it was maybe done with a circular saw. Looks like they did it by hand with a gouge or a chisel or chisels. Interesting, I think. Little crack right there. I don't know. I may not do anything about that. Anyway, there's that. So you don't need to watch me get this off here. I'm going to do that next. I decided to take these handles off, or try to anyway. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it without wishing that I hadn't tried. But anyway, I think it'll make it easier to clean the box up and put the handle back together. So I may be going further than I need to here, but that's my plan. You guys know how my plans work out sometimes. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. All right. Now, I don't know what kind of glue this is, but I don't think it's wood glue. So, oops, sorry about that. Let's, let me get something out here. We'll see if we can get it loose. Well, this came off easier than I thought. I used the heat gun and heated this up. Got it pretty hot. And gently used the putty knife here. And it just popped right off. The screws. So anyway, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side here. All right, I got this side off with very minimal damage. Heated it up really good with the heat gun. Did a little bit of damage right there, but I'm glad I did that because I think I can make it fit and look better. And this one needs to be repaired anyway. So at this point, I'm going to clean the mess up and ponder where we go from here. I bought this at a estate sale yesterday for 50 cents. It's about half full. So that's what I'm going to use on this box. But first, I'm going to do some sanding. I've already done a couple of the parts of it. The little side handle thingies. And I did the inside. And that looks pretty gnarly, but I think this is going to be covered anyway. So, but for now, I'm going to do some more sanding on the outside. So, let's work on that. I'm going to put a couple of coats of Minwax polyacrylic on this little box. See if I can make it look a little nicer. So I'm going to work on that. I have found that this stuff makes things look pretty good if you put multiple coats on and lightly sand between coats. This is the second coat, and I see some spots here where I need to sand. I didn't sand after the first coat. So after this second coat dries, I'm going to have to do a little bit of light sanding on it. Got a big winter storm headed this way, and I'm trying to do what I can before the storm arrives. Been getting all prepared, hauling firewood around and charging up all the batteries. You know the drill. I decided to line this little box with some pieces of scrap black velvet I have kept for years. I keep stuff like that around here just for things like this. So I'm going to use some contact cement to cover these pieces of cardboard. And this is kind of a tedious process. I've done it many times before. So anyway, you get the idea here. Now let me put some contact cement on here and I'll bring you back. We're on the downside of the snowpocalypse here in Oklahoma. Outside we're up to a balmy high 20s today. I don't think it's supposed to get above freezing for a few days, but it's better than the low single digits we had last night. So I was able to get out here in the garage a little bit today. It's still cold out here, but I'm gonna see what I can do here. This is kind of a messy job. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. All right, we'll let that cure a little bit, and I'll bring you back at that point. Here's the little box after the lining's installed. kind of hard to see. It's pretty dark in there, but I think it looks pretty nice. Where the that lock hasp was, I patched the holes that were there, but it didn't look very good. So here's a neat little pin that my grandson Luke gave me for Christmas, and I thought, man, that little pin is so neat. I think I'll just cover up the flaws here with that pin, and I think it looks really neat. So I really appreciate him giving that to me, and I think it's kind of a little embellishment to the box here. So I put, I think there were 3 coats of polyacrylic and a couple of coats of Johnson's paste wax on there, courtesy of Big Vic. Thank you, Vic. And thank you, Luke, for the flag pin. So there, now all I have to do is find some treasures to put in it. I think the little box came out rather well, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use it for, but I just like the little boxes. Hey, you know, what can I say? I have a weakness for them. So with that, I will say thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.